All right, praise the Lord and welcome back to Abundant Life with Dr. Jacqueline Powell. Just as promised, I said that I was going to work with you to show you how to do rice water, right? So, rice water is just basically putting some organic rice, and this is the rice that I have right here. And you wash it first. I'm like kind of standing at this sink and rinsing it. You rinse it like about 3 times this water just to make sure that it's clean. You clean off any residue or whatever on that. And then you take 1 cup and you put it in a glass jar. So I had to go and buy a glass jar today because I left mine at my house and I'm at my mom's house. But anyway, here is the jar that I bought. So you want it to be glass. You don't want to use plastics. You want it to be glass. And you're going to put 1 cup of water in there. I'm sorry, 1 cup of rice in there. So once you get this rice cleaned out, 1 per 4 cups of water. And so you might be asking, okay, well, why is she talking about rice water? Well, rice water is how you can grow your hair, right? You can keep your hair healthy. It's got the consistency of the texture of your hair. I did a lot of research on it a while back. I haven't done it like here recently to be talking to you in specific terms, but I want you to know that it really does work. I used to use it when my hair was natural. Before I even had my sister locks, I used to put rice water in my hair, and it would make my hair a lot stronger. It puts the elasticity back in your hair. A lot of times, like when my hair was natural and I would comb it out, it would have a lot of hair in the comb. I don't know if you did the same thing, but every time I would wash my hair and I would comb my hair out, it would be a lot of hair, that breaks off, in the comb. And so you have this big old wad of hair from you washing your hair and trying to comb it out. So when you use the rice water and you put the rice water on there and you let it sit, for about an hour. I do an hour. Some you can do 30 minutes. You can do less than that. You can do all day if you want to. Put a plastic cap on your head and let that water sit on your hair. Saturate it. Let it sit on your hair for like 30 minutes, like I said, or up to an hour or whatever. That's what I normally do. Then you rinse it off, and it is just amazing the texture of your hair, how your hair just feels so much better. I don't have to comb it anymore. Of course, with Sister Locks, you don't really use a comb, but you can see how much it has grown. Actually, I do believe that the rice water was one of the main reasons why it grew as fast as it did. But even with natural hair, if you're wearing your hair natural, this is the best thing for. You can do your research on it. Just look up rice water. There's all kinds of examples of how to do it, samples and all of that. I mean, people that have hair down to their feet now, like I said, I don't have the specifics with me right now, but you can look it up. It's easy to look it up. You can go on YouTube or whatever. But I was just going to tell you how I do mine. So, like I said, this is the organic rice that I use. I put it in, I did a couple of cups in this pan and I'm rinsing it out. Then I'm going to take these 2 cups of rice, put it in this jar. Okay. It's supposed to be 4 to 1. So 4 cups of water for my 1 cup of rice. And this container is not really that big. So I'm not going to put all of the water in here right away, but it has to ferment. So you put it in, put the jar airtight, close this jar up. So find a glass jar that has a top that you can really seal it. After you do that, you put the rice in there, you put the water in there. Like I said, 1 cup of rice, 4 cups of water, and then you put it in a place to ferment, right? So you find a place. I'm actually going to put mine in the cabinet. I'm going to put it in the cabinet to let it sit there for 24 hours. And so you let the water sit there. Take it out tomorrow at this same time or a little bit later. As soon as you take it out, you want to strain it, right? Take the rice out of it and just keep the water for you to be able to treat your hair with. So strain it, take all of the water out, put that in a different container. So something that can hold 4 cups of water after you, 8 when you got 2 cups of rice. But then you put it in the refrigerator. It has to immediately go in the refrigerator because it'll start smelling bad. So you want to make sure that you put it immediately in the refrigerator. You can put like oil, like a couple of drops of organic oil or something like peppermint or whatever scent that you like. And you can put that in there. That'll help prolong it for a little while, but you're really only supposed to keep it like about a week. But you can use it. A lot of times I made it for friends and family members. I would go ahead and make the rice water, and then I would get jars. I done gave away so many little jars, trying to give it to people so they can use it. But anyway, so it definitely will help your hair to become healthier. I know you may have heard a little bit about it, or maybe you never heard about it, but I want you to know that this is something that really works, and I want to encourage you to go ahead and get it out and get it going. If you have children, if I had little girls, I had boys, right? I had boys. But if I had little girls, I would have raised them doing this, and they, I know their hair would have been down their back because it really makes your hair stronger and it puts the elasticity in there. And like I said, it allows your hair, the natural pH balance of your hair. That's what that rice water is like. It's the next best thing to that. And so you put that on there. You do rinse it out, after you put it in. Some people wash their hair after they do the rice treatment. I rinse mine. Some people use the rice water. They put it in a spray bottle and they do it like daily, put a little bit in there. But like I said, it does have a scent, so you want to keep it refrigerated. You don't want to just keep it out because it turns bad quickly if you don't put it in the refrigerator. And if you keep it longer than, a couple of weeks, I wouldn't keep it longer than that. Then you just have to start all over and do it. But like I said, let it ferment for 24 hours. Now, the other option that you have, if you don't really have time to do all of that, and that's why I would always make it for other people too, because I know that, everybody's not going to go through all of those changes, and I wanted to bless them and have them to be able to have that same experience with their hair. So you can boil the rice, take the same rice, go through the steps of rinsing it, and then you can boil it and take the water from boiling the rice and have that to the side and use that as your rice water. So strain that and use that water that was boiled. So that way you can use it that same day. So if you're in a hurry and want to do it, make sure that you're doing it. But I would say, probably need to do this like once a month. I wouldn't do it any more often than that. And I wouldn't, just continue to just do it over and over and let that build up, because it is important to make sure that your hair is clean as well. But anyway, that is what I wanted to share with you. So I don't know if I'll come back on and show you with this bag on my head and, how when I put this rice water on. But I do want you to know you want it to be saturated. You put the cap on and you let it sit. And then after you let it sit for an hour or whatever, go ahead and rinse it out. And you will know immediately that there's a difference in the texture of your hair. And so I want to encourage you to do something to be able to help bless your hair that the Lord gave you. Just go ahead and do something to take care of it so that it'll grow and be healthy, and that you will be able to grow, move forward, do something new. I always try to tell you to encourage you. Abundant life is about experiencing new things, trying something new, doing something. And I know this is kind of different from some of the YouTube things that I've done in the past. But anyway, let's get it started. God bless you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.